I'm back. Okay. Y'all getting prepared for this little reading tonight. What a fun time I've had. But I'm glad to be back and I'm glad to be reading again from The Mortification of Sin by John Owen. Someone, I think it was Ron, in one of the chats said he was enjoying it, but that John Owen was a Calvinist. I don't know anything really about John Owen other than I think he's a Puritan. He could have been a Calvinist. I don't really have strong opinions about Calvinism. I know, I mean, people get really intense about the grace versus works debate. I think they're one and the same, really. I don't really. I mean, yeah, I believe in free grace, as salvation comes from grace alone and faith alone in Christ. However, I do think that Christians will show the fruits of the Spirit. So I don't know. I don't really know. I don't like to debate these things anyway. I don't really have a hard opinion. I understand why people have different perspectives on it, but for me, it's not a strong opinion. Man, I swear, he has been driving me nuts. He got hella rotisserie chicken today, and he just ate a little bit more. And I gave him catnip, but he's still wildin'. So I don't know. We've been having a little bit of fights today. It's probably my fault, honestly, because I'm in a mood. I've been moody today. Just had a lot of work, guys. So bear with me. I've got a little decaf latte to see me through. Let's do some shout outs in the chat. We've got Mateus Borges in the chat, who was first. And he likes my sweater. I love this sweater. It's part of a set too. It's like, y'all, that Goodwill boutique, they really get me. The guy who worked there, he's amazing. This guy, Arthur, every time I've gone in there, his service is impeccable. And he always grabs things down for me that he thinks I might like. Well, this was one of the things. So yeah, it's a matching set. So there's the sweater and then the skirt. I like the skirt, but it's a little short. So I have worn them together and it's very cute ensemble. It's short and it has like a mermaid kind of finish at the bottom, like kind of that ruffled look at the bottom, but it's definitely above the knee. So I have to be, mindful about wearing it. Anyway, but thank you. Long story short, love this sweater. I love how bulky it is and like comfy and warm it is, but also like lightweight. Stacy is also saying that I have the best hair. Thank you. I wasn't sure what to do with it, but you like it? Thank you. And then Wolfden is also here. Lupin, I challenge the Emperor. Hey, he may be the Emperor, but I'm like the one, I am the ultimate authority in this household. I hate fighting with him. I hate yelling at him. Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you for cheering me up. Y'all are cheering me up, saying I've had a bad day, but I look more alive today than I ever have. Well, maybe that's part of it. I think also it's probably just my, I don't know. I got that extreme kind of makeup and hair on point, down, looking a little wild. My home looks cozy. It is cozy. I mean, it's pretty open. It's a little bit of a mess and disaster because am an imbalanced person. So we'll be working on a little bit of that tomorrow morning. But yeah, it's cozy. We're comfy here. We got nice, cozy furniture, and yeah, it's comfortable. Definitely fits me. It's a nice place. I'm very grateful for it. Okay, well, that's enough about me. Shout out to Rome13. Thank you, girl. She says I look lovely. Thanks, guys. Y'all making me feel better. And shout out to South to West. Chef Roast and Gag channel. It's lit. She's cool. I haven't checked out her channel. I was chatting with her in your comment section. Well, I don't know if we're chatting, but I said hi to her. But I'll check it out. Is she a chef? Does she do like cooking videos? Be interesting. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready to dive into more mortification of sin? All right. General rules. So this is chapter 7. General rules, without which no lust will be mortified. No mortification unless a man be a believer. Dangers of attempting mortification of sin by unregenerate persons. The duty of unconverted persons as to this business of mortification considered. The vanity of the papists' attempts and rules for mortification thence discovered. Well, doesn't that sound interesting? He's coming for everybody. The ways and means, excuse me, the ways and means come next to be considered, whereby a soul may proceed to the mortification of any particular lust and sin, of which Satan takes advantage to disquiet and weaken him. Boy, what you doing? What up, modern gentlemen? Now there are some general considerations to be premised concerning some principles and foundations of this work, without which no man in the world, be he ever so much raised by convictions and resolved for the mortification of any sin, can attain thereunto, which was the second thing before proposed. General rules and principles without which no sin will ever be mortified are these. First, unless a man be a believer, that is, one that is truly engrafted into Christ, he can never mortify any one sin. I do not say unless he knows himself to be so, but unless he indeed be so. Mortification is the work of believers. If ye through the Spirit, ye believers to whom there is no condemnation, they alone exhorted to it. Mortify therefore your members that are upon the earth. Who should mortify? You who are risen with Christ, whose life is hid with Christ in God, who shall appear with him in glory. An unregenerate man may do something like it, but the work itself, so as it may be acceptable with God, he can never perform. You know what a picture of it is drawn in some of the philosophers, Seneca, Tully, Epictetus. Epictetus, is that how it's pronounced? Epictetus? It's Epictetus. Oh man, Nero, come on, I just got that back up. Man, see, this is what I'm talking about. All day we've been fighting like this. I gotta watch myself. Man, though, God, Nero, why? I just have to move it. I was like so excited. I was like, I'm gonna put the tree back up for my video, have it up. But there it goes. God. Which is not the best spot for it, honestly. I wanted it to be in my, videos, but I don't think it is the best spot. Okay, Modern Gentleman says his wife gave him an early Christmas present, Confronting the Presidents by Bill O'Reilly. I didn't know he did book series. He did a killing series. Man, I don't like Bill O'Reilly. Weren't you here for when I showed the video debate of him and Phil Donahue, where I was like, F Bill O'Reilly? I hated what a freaking, he was such a shill for the Iraq War. I don't know. I never got over that with him. I know he's so prolific. Yeah. And a lot of conservatives love him, but man, I don't know. It's hard for me. It's hard for me. And yeah, he did do that. He did this pretend kind of tough thing where he just yelled over people, which I found really pathetic, It's a false kind of strength. But he's a good writer. I'm sure he's very intelligent. He is Irish, so we as a people are very, scholarly. That's right. Wolf Den. Oh, that's funny. Hey, Stacy. Good to see you here. I'm hoping Maina shows up. I saved a video for her. We'll see, though. She doesn't really like these Christian-themed videos. I know I've been on some BS at times, too. To this day, I'm always on my BS. Anyway, okay, guys. All right, where was I? I have not gotten in far. Okay, let me just reread the sentence. You know what a picture of it is drawn in some of the philosophers, Seneca, Tully, Epictetus, what affectionate discourses they have of the contempt of the world and self, of regulating and conquering all exorbitant affections and passions. The lives of most of them manifested that their maxims differed as much from true mortification as the sun painted on a signpost from the sun in the firmament. Hey, the firmament. Shout out to the flat earthers. Okay. They had neither light nor heat. Their own Lucian sufficiently manifests what they all were. There is no death of sin without the death of Christ. Amen. You know what attempts there are made after it by the papists in their vows, penances, and satisfactions. I dare say of them, I mean as many of them as act upon the principles of their church, as they call it, what Paul says of Israel in point of righteousness. They have followed after mortification, but they have not attained to it. Wherefore? Because they seek it not by faith, but as it were by the works of the law. Oh, hey, here we go. But he was a Calvinist, apparently. But here he is talking about how it is faith that mortifies your sin, not works. Make it make sense. And awakened consciences do attempt a relinquishment of sin. They follow after it, but they do not attain it. It is true that it will be required of every person, whatever that hears the law or gospel preached, that he mortify sin. It is his duty, but it is not his immediate duty. It is his duty to do it, but to do it in God's way. If you require your servant to pay so much money for you in such a place, but first to go and take it up in another, it is his duty to pay the money appointed, and you will blame him if he do it not. yet it was not his immediate duty. He was first to take it up according to your direction. So it is in this case. Sin is to be mortified, but something is to be done in the first place to enable us thereunto. I have proved that it is the Spirit alone that can mortify sin. He has promised to do it, and all other means without him are empty and vain. How shall he then mortify sin who hath not the Spirit? A man may easier see without eyes, speak without a tongue, than truly mortify one sin without the Spirit. Now, how is he attained? It is the Spirit of Christ, and as the Apostle says, if we have not the Spirit of Christ, we are none of his. So if we are Christ's, have an interest in him, we have the Spirit, and so alone have power for mortification. This the Apostle discourses of at large. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please God. This is the inference and conclusion he makes of his foregoing discourse about our natural state and condition, and the enmity we have unto God and his law therein. If we are in the flesh, if we have not the Spirit, we cannot do anything that should please God. Hello to Latin A and Callie, who's in the chat. Merry Christmas to you all. Very, very much. I love it. I love Christmas time. I'm sad that it's coming to a close very soon. Very sad. It won't be Christmas no more after next week. I just want it to be Christmas all winter. Isn't it tough that Christmas comes at the beginning of winter as well? It's like we have this one beautiful, like fabulous, cheerful holiday, and then it's just like cold for months on end. What the heck? Your tree goes down on January 1st. My tree went down a couple moments ago. But what is our deliverance from this condition? That ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit, if so be that the Spirit of God dwell in you. Ye believers that have the Spirit of Christ, ye are not in the flesh. There is no way of deliverance from the state and condition of being in the flesh, but by the Spirit of Christ. And what if this Spirit of Christ be in you? Why then you are mortified. The body is dead because of sin, or unto it mortification is carried on. The new man is quickened to righteousness. This the Apostle proves from the union we have with Christ by the Spirit, which will produce operations in us suitable to what is wrought in him. All attempts then for mortification of any lust without an interest in Christ are vain. You wish I would have worn a Santa hat or found a baby Jesus doll? I might have a Santa hat somewhere. I don't know. I did vainly look for one very briefly. I might have gotten rid of it, though. I don't know, guys. That's a bit not me. I mean, a sweater, okay, some like glitz and glamour, yeah, some sparkles, red and green, that kind of thing, okay, but a Santa hat, no. He Black says, Terri, who are you trying to impress? All done up like you ready for cuffing season. Dang, this old thing? Honey, not even. This is casual. What are you talking about? Or a Dollar Tree Christmas headband. They've closed all the local Dollar Trees. Honey, I have to go like way out to see a Dollar Tree nowadays. Alas, I will not be getting any goodies from the Dollar Tree, but you know what? I have enough stuff in my house, honestly. Looking around, I don't need to go to the Dollar Tree. Yeah, I don't know, honey. I'm not really a casual kind of person. I mean, I try to always look good. But you like what you're basically saying is I look good. That's what you're saying. Thank you. I accept your compliment. I'm like, my hair is not even done. I do have some nice makeup on, but it's very simple. It's like less makeup than I usually wear on here. So, hey. Hey. Jeez. Y'all are so nice. I was feeling like hell when I got sat down here, but at least I look good. Y'all made me feel like I look good. Thank you. Ready for the Koreans. I'm very popular. Did you know that? Do you know I have a Korean following, He Black? At least I did. They may have left me for not being a radical feminist anymore, but a number of the subscribers on this channel are Korean women. Shout out to the Koreans. Do I, Stacy? I wonder how they reacted when I became, not a lesbian, not a feminist. That must have been tough. Oh, well. The Korean women, if you listen in. That was one of the more very exciting things, though, in my career, as it were, as a feminist, was meeting the Korean women and learning about their movement. And yeah. Yeah, it is sad though. I've been kind of like troubled hearing the news stories about how there's like these schools where there's no like first graders, or different like classes. They'll have like no kindergartners, no first graders, because the birth rate has gotten so low, and it's very much due to the political circumstances and the 4B movement that was so popular. A lot of women did get very much radicalized and sucked into that. And I understand like why they did, but it is sad to think of like how many, you have like generations possibly lost here, I don't know, Matthew, the ones I've met can cook. I don't know. Like, actually, yeah, one of them I knew worked in a restaurant anyway. She worked in the kitchen of a restaurant. She did cook. And then another one, I know some that live in America too, like women who are involved in that movement who like came here on visas and are working in, different like STEM fields, actually. Like pretty impressive women. Like hanging out with little old me. Most of the Korean feminists I've known were able to cook, probably better than me. Well, anyway, let me adjust myself. That's because you gang, Terry. Yeah, I am. I'm a real one, regardless of where I'm at, I'm somebody to know. I'm a mover and a shaker. A person of interest. I don't know. I've never had any cook me galbi. camera, like it was set up, knocked it over. I just had it flash black. I was like, oh, what happened there? Okay, guys, let's get back to the mortification of sin. We don't need to be talking about my forays with the 4B Koreans. Although they called it like escape the corset. That was like the term they used for their movement. And they believed that femininity was like a corset they were forced to wear. And so they referred to being non-feminine as being off corset. I mean, the Korean, like the average Korean woman that is like feminine, the amount of stuff they do to modify their appearance is rather interesting. And it's I would think like it's very shocking to a lot of, I would say, like compared to a Western approach. But yeah. You know, the support of your breasts with them, but like it supported your spine, your all your stuff. Helped you, you know, be upright and have good posture and all that. It was like actually very supportive. Am I still glitching? Are we back? It was showing my Wi-Fi being a little low, but now it seems to be back normal. I don't know. Are we good? Okay, I'm going to continue reading then. Shout out Zenny is in the chat now too. A man's hands are a woman's corsets. Well, I mean, if you have your corset too tight, then it's going to be a problem. But just having a regular corset that's fitted properly. Looking at my Ethernet cable so that this Wi-Fi thing doesn't disturb the stream. So give me a sec. Glitching again. It shouldn't be though. I don't, it's like reading the Wi-Fi still, but I just plugged in the Ethernet cable. Getting ticked right now. Hold up. Says we're connected. I mean, if it's going to be going in and out like that, I don't want to be reading because it's just going to be like so ridiculous. Oh, heck. I've got like a patch on my skin. You can kind of see it. I'm going to press it in a little bit. I had a little breakout. Love those patches, man. I wish they were around when I was a teenager. Well, it's better now. We'll see if it lasts. Stacy's all about the XRP. I did buy some, Stacy, like you suggested, although you weren't the first person to suggest. I'm ticked. Give me a moment, guys. I'm just. Bill, get Bill in here. It's 90% glitch. Jeez. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm not sure. You'd start a new stream? I don't want to start a new stream now. Especially, yeah, with this, like, it's my reading stream. It's not like other streams. It's not hard to start a new stream. It's just like the content of the stream. If it was just a chill stream, then I would be like, oh, I don't think there's going to be any snow. Okay, I've just disabled my Wi-Fi. Maybe that will help. I don't see any snow predicted for Christmas. Let me look though at the forecast. I don't have my phone with me either. It looks well. At least it won't be too cold. I effed it up. Yeah, it's showing my connection is not being very good, but it. Definitely no snow. Hi, Yoda. Good to see you. Anyway, let me continue. Let's see, you know. Many men that are galled with sin, and for it the arrows of Christ for conviction by the preaching of the word or some affliction having been made sharp in their hearts, do vigorously set themselves against this or that particular lust, wherewith their consciences have been most disquieted or perplexed. But poor their filth and blood, but men best be gold and silver at bottom, or else refining will do them no good. The prophet gives us the sad issue of wicked men's utmost attempts for mortification, by what means soever God affords them. The bellows are burned, and the lead is consumed of the fire. The founder melteth in vain. Reprobate silver shall men call them, because the Lord hath rejected them. And what is the reason hereof? They were brass and iron when they were put into the furnace. Many men, men may refine brass and iron long enough before they will be good silver. What are you talking about, guys? Is it bad? Is it? Do you pause? Do you guys think I should restart my router? I don't think the router is a problem. I mean, I can like do that and leave the stream going. I think it'll stay up for. Are you missing? Is it like that bad? Is it glitching that bad? Have you guys tried refreshing too? Oh, this is frustrating. It's the weather. What weather? We're not having any weather tonight. There is no weather happening. can and yeah. Okay. All right. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to reset the router and end the stream and just set up I set another stream. So expect me on in like the next few minutes. Okay. Because I don't want to be fiddling about with this, and I do want this reading to go well. So I'll be back shortly, guys. Thanks for bearing with me and my little channel issues. Okay.